Deep within the Whispering Woods lived Queen Aurora. She was a fairy with wings like sunlight and a heart full of kindness. The Whispering Woods was a magical place, filled with talking animals and sparkling streams. Aurora loved her home and all the creatures in it. Aurora was a wise and just ruler. She listened to her people and always tried to help. The fairies of the Whispering Woods loved their queen. They knew she would always protect them. Every day Aurora walked through the forest. She talked to the animals and listened to the trees. The Whispering Woods was her home, and she wanted to keep it safe. One day, a dark shadow fell over the Whispering Woods. A powerful sorceress named Morgana threatened their peaceful lives. Aurora knew she had to be strong. She had to protect her people and her home. Long ago, before she was queen, Aurora was a simple fairy. She lived in a tiny mushroom house with her family. Aurora loved to help others. She would collect berries for the old fairies and sing songs to the baby birds. One night, a star fell from the sky. It crashed into the Whispering Woods with a mighty boom. The fairies were scared. They had never seen anything like it before. Aurora, though afraid, knew she had to do something. She flew towards the fallen star, her heart pounding in her chest. When she got there, she saw that the star was actually a beautiful crystal. This crystal held a powerful magic, and it chose Aurora to be its keeper. It filled her with strength and wisdom. The fairies saw her bravery and knew she was the one to lead them. The Whispering Woods had been without a ruler for many years. The previous queen had vanished, leaving the forest vulnerable. When Aurora returned with the magical crystal, the fairies saw hope in their eyes. Aurora, though nervous, accepted the responsibility. She knew in her heart that she wanted to protect her home and her people. She used the crystal's magic to heal the forest and bring joy back to the Whispering Woods. She built a magnificent palace out of sparkling dewdrops and rainbow petals. It was a place of wonder and magic, open to all fairies. Aurora ruled with kindness and compassion, always putting the needs of her people first. For many years, the Whispering Woods was peaceful. Queen Aurora's reign was filled with laughter and joy. The fairies lived in harmony with nature, their days filled with sunshine and songs. But one day, the wind changed. It carried a chill and whispers of an approaching darkness. A crow, black as night, arrived at the palace. It carried a warning from a neighboring forest. A powerful sorceress named Morgana was conquering lands, twisting creatures into her dark army. Morgana craved power and control. She envied the peace and happiness of the Whispering Woods. She vowed to make it her own, to steal the crystal's magic, and plunge the forest into eternal darkness. Section 5. The Shadow of Morgana. Fear spread through the Whispering Woods like wildfire. The fairies had only known peace and kindness under Aurora's reign. The threat of Morgana with her dark magic terrified them. Aurora felt the fear of her people. Despite her own fear, Aurora stood tall. She knew she couldn't let Morgana win. She had to protect her home, her people, and the magic of the Whispering Woods. She gathered her bravest fairies and prepared for battle. Morgana's power was immense. She commanded shadows and controlled creatures of darkness. Her heart was cold, her ambition boundless. She believed she was unstoppable. She would soon learn that she had underestimated the strength of a queen who ruled with love. Section 6. The Forest Fights Back. The day arrived when Morgana's dark forces reached the edge of the Whispering Woods. The sky turned black as night, and the air crackled with dark energy. Aurora, holding the glowing crystal high, led her fairies into battle. The forest itself seemed to fight back against Morgana. Trees came alive, their branches swatting at the shadows. Animals, big and small, defended their home with tooth and claw. The battle raged, a whirlwind of light and darkness. The fairies, inspired by Aurora's courage, fought with all their might. They knew their home, their very way of life, was at stake. And at the heart of the battle stood Aurora, her light shining brighter than ever. Section 7. Aurora's Light. Morgana, enraged by the resistance she faced, turned her attention to Aurora. She unleashed a wave of dark magic attempting to crush the Fairy Queen. But Aurora was ready. She raised the crystal, its light intensifying, pushing back the darkness. The crystal's magic surged through Aurora, empowering her. She knew in that moment what she had to do. She had to face Morgana, not with hate or anger, but with the love and light that resided in her heart. With a surge of magic, Aurora flew towards Morgana. The two powerful beings clashed in a blinding flash of light and darkness. Section 8, The Price of Peace. The battle came to a standstill as everyone watched Aurora and Morgana fight. The fate of the Whispering Woods, the fate of light and darkness, hung in the balance. Aurora, filled with the love for her people and her home, reached out with the crystal's power. She didn't want to hurt Morgana, only to stop her reign of terror. The crystal's light enveloped Morgana, pushing back the darkness that had consumed her. The power of love, of kindness, was a force Morgana had never encountered. The dark magic that fueled Morgana dissipated, leaving her weak and defeated. She fell to her knees, the fight draining from her eyes. Aurora had won, but the victory came at a price. Section 9. A New Dawn for the Whispering Woods. The darkness that had shrouded the Whispering Woods lifted with Morgana's defeat. The creatures under her control were released, returning to their true forms. The forest, though scarred by the battle, began to heal. The fairies cheered, their voices echoing through the trees. Aurora landed gently on the ground, the crystal's light dimming. She was exhausted, the battle having taken its toll, but she was alive and her heart was full of gratitude. With Morgana defeated, a new dawn broke over the Whispering Woods. The sky, once choked with darkness, was now painted with the colors of sunrise. The air, once thick with fear, was now sweet with the scent of wildflowers. Section 10. Echoes of the Past. The fairies rushed to Aurora's side, their faces a mixture of relief and concern. Using the last of the crystal's magic, Aurora healed the injured and restored the forest. She knew that the Whispering Woods would never forget this battle. The memory of Morgana's attack served as a reminder that darkness could lurk in even the brightest of places. But it also proved that even the smallest of creatures could be heroes. The Whispering Woods had learned that true strength lay not in power or might, but in love, courage, and unity. These were the lessons Aurora had taught them, lessons they would carry in their hearts forever. Section 11. Aurora's Legacy. Years passed, and the Whispering Woods flourished under Aurora's wise and compassionate rule. Stories of her bravery and kindness spread far and wide, inspiring countless others. The crystal, its magic spent, became a symbol of peace and hope. It was placed in the center of the palace, a reminder of the battle and the victory that had been won. Aurora continued to rule with love and wisdom, guiding her people with a gentle hand and a kind heart. And so, the tale of Queen Aurora, the fairy who saved the Whispering Woods, became a legend whispered among the trees, carried on the wind, and etched in the heart of every fairy who called the forest home.